Hi everyone, it's Bethany back for another week of Christmas crafting. I loved last week's video and I know you did as well. So let's go ahead and continue crafting for Christmas. I have 6 additional really fun crafts that I'm bringing to my craft table today, and I'm really excited to show you all of the inspiration that I will be doing today. In this video, we're going to be doing some ornaments. We're going to be doing a little bit of sublimation again. We'll be doing a lot of vinyl crafts, which are so fun. And I just love the variety that's going to be on my craft table today. So be sure to give this a thumbs up if you are ready to continue Christmas crafting. As always, I will be linking all of the materials I use down in the description box below. And if you missed last week's video where we started crafting for Christmas, be sure to rewind and go back and watch that because those crafts were so pretty as well. All right, everyone, so many fun things coming up in the weeks ahead. This is just the most beautiful time of year for crafting, and I cannot wait to show you all of the things that we're going to be doing today, but in the weeks ahead. So be sure to subscribe if you are brand new and joining for the first time. But let's go ahead and get started with our first craft. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the first craft. I found these really nice acrylic ornaments in an 18 pack, which is lovely. You get a very nice variety, and I found them at Michael's. I'll do my best to find and link them down below. When you go ahead and take them out of the box, they're going to have a film, a little protective layer on either side. So you're simply going to very gently remove that. I like to use a little weeding tool just to poke and get a little bit of that up, because that is going to reveal that beautiful shiny layer underneath. And the reason they do that is so they don't get scratched and icky when they are in the nice box. But you're just going to remove that, and then as you can see, it's still cloudy, which means there's still some on the other side. So I am definitely late to this trend, but I thought I would do these fun acrylic ornaments this year, and I'm going to do that little painting bit where you paint one side and then you apply vinyl to the other side. So I will link everything that I'm using down below, but to start us off, I am going to use this matte folk art paint, and this color is just gorgeous. So I'm going to shake this up really quickly just to make sure it's ready to go. And I have just a little paintbrush. And let's get organized here. I'm simply going to take some of this paint and not focusing on being perfect, right? I am simply going to begin painting just one side of this ornament, okay? And trying to keep a circular nature and going about 1/4 of an inch from the edge, keeping a nice 1/4 of an inch margin around that paint or the ornament. So I'm going to turn this, and honestly, the more imperfect, the better. This is just going to give some pretty color, and you can use any color. Oops, I got a little bit much there, so it's very forgiving. I'll just wipe that off. But you could use any color. If you wanted to go really traditional, you could do a more traditional red and green for the holidays. You could do white and then make your vinyl a colorful color, right? But I'm going to go with this really pretty mint green, and then I'm going to use a white vinyl. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry for a moment, and then because when I turn it around, it looks really, really nice, right? However, I want it to be a little thicker, right? I don't want to see, it's just a little translucent for my taste. So I'm going to let this dry for a second, and this dries really quickly, and then I can put another layer right over this. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit more paint, and I am simply going to apply another layer, following the little kind of area that I already created. I'm just going to add a second layer to it. And that will just make it so it's not as translucent. It'll give it a nice, well, we'll really appreciate the color is what I'm trying to say. You can appreciate the color more with 2 coats. And again, personal preference. This is all up to you. But I think these look really nice with 2 layers. Okay. There we go. And I like the kind of jagged brush stroke sides. There's so many ways you can do these. You can just do some fun strokes. You can do an actual circle. I like to keep it pretty organic because I love the look of that. But then when I turn it around, it's so neat. And you can see some fun strokes of the brushes there, but it looks much better with 2 coats. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this one to the side to dry, but I did one earlier that is all dry and ready to go, and we're gonna use that to complete this project. So here is the one with 2 layers. It looks really, really nice. So I painted this side. Now we're going to flip it over. That way we have that acrylic side. This is just acrylic. Again, the paint is on the reverse side. And then we're going to apply our vinyl to this side. So let me set my paint to the side and let's close this up and begin weeding our vinyl. So I found a font that I thought was really pretty, and I will be sure to link that font information down below for you. But I simply wrote Joy and had it cut out on my Cricut machine. And I love the look of this font. I think it's so pretty. And I think it's going to be so, so nice on this little ornament. So let me grab the little middle pieces and we'll grab some transfer tape. Let me know how you're doing with your Christmas crafts or your winter crafts. I'm really having fun with this. This is just one of my favorite times of year to craft for. It's just so fun. Okay, transfer tape time, and we will finish up this sweet little ornament. Okay, little piece of transfer tape, just the right size. I'll burnish the front and the back. Flipping over, scrape down just a little bit more, and that will help peel away our backer. Okay, let's see. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to decide how I'd like that, and I kind of like it at a little slant, if you will. I think that's really fun. I think it kind of, I don't know, it works with the style of this font, and I think it's really fun since it's so swoopy. Okay, I'm gonna burnish that down once more, and then I can peel my transfer tape, leaving my vinyl right on. Oops, I got a little something there. Right on my ornament. And I think that looks so pretty. So again, we have our paint on this side, and then we have our nice little decal on the front, which is so pretty. Now in this pack, they're including some really pretty ribbon for hanging. So let me take that out. It's right at the bottom here. Okay. And I think this would be such a fun gift for coworkers or teachers. It would be wonderful for neighbors as well. Any of those gifts that you feel like you have to make in bulk, right? So I also think that this would be a very easy gift to create in bulk. You could just lay them all out, do all of your painting at once, then get all of your cutting done and get them all weeded, and then just place your vinyl all down. I think it would be super, super easy. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this included ribbon. I think this is so pretty. And it's a little bit kind of wonky right now, but once it hangs on the tree, it will sort itself out. Okay, so let me just knot that. That looks so sweet. And then you have your sweet little ornament. Isn't that fun? And you could get really creative with the colors of paint that you use, the colors of vinyl that you use, but I think that's really pretty. I just love the look of it, and I think, again, it would just be so easy to create these in bulk, and it's a really wonderful way to give to your coworkers and neighbors. I just love this. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our next craft for the night. We are going to continue with a little painting. I found this beautiful little tree at Target, and it looks like, I think it was probably, actually it doesn't have a tag on there that says the price, but it was very affordable. So I grabbed one of these. I loved the thickness of it, and I thought we could do some fun painting and also just embellish it with some sequins. I think it's going to turn out really pretty. So I did grab some painter's tape here, And I thought it would be fun to do a kind of chunky stripe. And I want to make sure that I tape off the areas that I want to remain a bare wood, because I really love that look of bare wood. And I was thinking I would add paint to this top tier of the tree, just like that. And I'll paint this white, but then I also thought we'd skip a layer, right? We'll skip that second tier, and then I would add paint to the bottom. So I'm gonna grab another, well, is that right? Is that what I want to do? Yes, that is right. Okay, so let me grab another piece here, and I am essentially just masking off whatever I want to be safe from paint, right? Whatever I don't want to paint, I'm masking off. So I'm going to mask off there as well. I think that looks good. Okay. Perfect. And then down here, I want this to remain a bare wood. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more tape, and we're gonna do our painting now, but it's going to take a moment to dry. So I wanted to do this as one of my earlier crafts in this episode, because we're gonna need time to be on our side a little bit. We're gonna want to make sure we give enough time to dry. Okay, and then I think if I leave that, it will look good. I'm gonna take my scraper and just really press that tape down to make sure it's really, really firm onto my wood there. That way I don't have any paint sneak underneath. I want a really nice crisp line, so I'm just using my scraper to make sure that tape is just really nice and down, running it over that edge there. Okay, and I feel like that's good. I'm gonna just, there we go. There we go, like that. That helps. Just tape it down to the sides. Okay. Now I'm going to use my favorite chalk paint in white, and oh goodness, let me open it up. There we go. I'm going to grab, I like to use just a little foam paintbrush for these. I'll link these down below as well. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of paint here, and I'm simply going to, paint away from my tape, because that way I don't accidentally get any underneath that lip. And also when painting, because knowing I want to leave the sides, that bare wood, I'm going to paint towards the edge. That way I do not have any paint dribble down the sides. So if you paint out towards the edge, then you get a really nice clean line there. And that is how, I always get asked, how do you paint your blanks? And I don't do anything fancy. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not even supposed to use this little foam tool, but listen, it's what I've used forever and ever, amen. And I like how everything turns out. So when it isn't broken, I tend not to fix it. Okay. So I'm gonna do one layer there. That looks great. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same down here. Now again, painting away from the tape, right? Instead of dragging towards the tape. That will prevent paint from sneaking underneath. And I'm hoping we'll get a nice clean line there. But then also being mindful of this side, painting away. Okay. And then painting towards the edge. Okay. Looks good. Okay. And then I just kind of smooth out my little strokes there. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna grab my hairdryer actually and set it to cool. I have a dedicated craft room hairdryer. I'm gonna set to cool, dry this, that way we can continue with one more layer. I think this is best done with 2 layers just to get a really nice crisp white, and then we will peel off our tape, let it dry, and then later on we will get this all decorated. Okay, Let's go ahead and add one more layer. And using the exact same technique, I'm going to just add that second layer of chalk paint. And that second layer makes all the difference. It just really pops. But respectively, I do often do, well, I wouldn't say often, but there are times when I'll just do one layer to give it more of a whitewash look, because I do sometimes like that look of a little bit of wood peeking through. It just depends on the project in front of you, your own personal style, and what you're going for. So there's no wrong answers when crafting. You just enjoy yourself and try new things, right? Okay, last layer. I'm going to just very quickly give it a little bit of a dry, but I want to peel this while it's somewhat wet, because I think you get a better look when you peel your tape off with wet paint. But I'm going to dry it just a tad. Okay, and it's still wet, but let's peel our tape off. Okay, I feel like it's going to be better if I, bring in an area to place my tape. Okay, I'm going to peel away from me, or I guess peel towards me. Look at that. Looks gorgeous. Okay, placing, be careful where you put your paint or your tape, because it has paint on it. So don't just toss it anywhere, because you'll have a mess. Oh, isn't that pretty? So pretty. Okay, and then we have our little trunk here. Oh goodness, perfection. It turned out perfect. Now there was one little tiny spot where I got some paint right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my little True Control knife, and I'm just going to kind of scrape that off, because it's just kind of a goober, if you will. And it's so light that just a little scrape is going to take care of that. For the most part, that is pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and just dry that really quickly, and then we will finish this up. In fact, if this is pretty dry, actually, I think I'll just let it sit for a bit before I decorate it, just to make sure, but I'm loving where this is going so far. Okay, so I set that to the side really quickly. I really want to make myself a cute sweatshirt for this holiday season. So I'll link the sweatshirt that I found down below. It's one of my favorites to buy. I've bought it a few times in a few different colors, but I also bought these patches, and they are so neat. I bought a set in pink, and then I bought a set in more of a teal blue, and I thought what I could do is I could spell out Mary on this sweatshirt, and I thought it would be just so cute. So what I'm going to do is, these have adhesive on the back. I've never used these before. It says to iron them from the back side, but I'm not quite sure how I would even do that and get the right placement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my heat press. I'm going to pre-press my shirt without any letters on it, just to make sure I don't have any moisture in my shirt, to make sure it's really nice and dry and ready to receive these little letters. And then what I'll do is I'll lint roll the surface, and I think what I'll do is I'm going to heat the letters really quickly from the front, just to kind of tack them down. And then I will also try to turn this inside out, and then I will heat it from the inside, if that makes sense. So I will then flip it inside out. That way I can heat from the back in, and I think that should work. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. I think this is so, so cute, but let's go ahead and get started. I think this is going to be the cutest sweatshirt ever. Oh my goodness, look how cute that turned out. Isn't that sweet? I love it. I would say the longest portion of this was just trying to decide exactly where to place each letter because I wanted to double check and triple check, but I think that this looks so pretty. I just love how this turned out. Now, I think they do say that, you know, for an additional step, you can take a sewing machine or a thread and needle and actually sew these down if you wanted to add just another layer of permanency. But I love this. I think that is so cute. I decided to do, and again, I have never done this before, so I was kind of guessing on what to do, but I decided to do 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And then when I did the first layer, so when I placed all of these down, I decided to put a piece of butcher paper down over the top just to protect this material from my heat press. And I then pressed that for 15 seconds. And then when I went ahead and saw that they were tacked down really nice, I flipped it inside out and I did an additional 30 seconds then heating from the inside. So I think these are so cute. I love this so much, and I'm going to really enjoy wearing this holiday season. Now, I will say the reason why I bought a variety of colors, not only because I think it's really cute to have, you know, a little pattern here. I think this is really fun, but also because when you buy a pack, you're only given one letter of each one. So it comes with 26 letters, and there's 26 letters in the alphabet. You don't have any duplicates. So in order for me to even spell Mary, I needed to have 2 sets. So I decided to do 2 different colors, and I think that was the right choice. So I love how this looks. I am just so excited to wear this. Oh my gosh, I can't not. I have another little shirt in my craft room, and I have all these letters. I have to do another shirt. So I thought for my little one, I could spell out jolly, and how cute would that be? So cute, right? And then I'm gonna do the little curve just like I did with my sweatshirt. I think this is gonna be so fun. Okay, so let's do another one. I didn't plan on doing 2, but I can't not. It's just too fun. Oh my goodness, how cute is the Jolly shirt? It's just darling. I love how that turned out, and I love these little sleeves. I need to get them all. There we go. There they go. Okay, how sweet is this? I think this is going to be so fun. So fun for a little Christmas party at school, and I think this is just the sweetest little look ever. I love these. So I'll go ahead and link everything that I used down below. I think these are so cute. I love how they turned out. And I think these are just gonna be one of the cutest little looks this holiday season. So fun. You can also, again, as I mentioned, you can stitch around just to add a level of permanency as well. But I think these are so cute. Okay, so I am going to heat up my heat press a little hotter because we're going to do another project a little later on with it. But what I thought we could do now is make a really pretty Christmas sign. I found this, I believe this was from Target. Let me check. Yes, this is from Target, and I'll do my best to link it down below. I'm not going to reference the hanging hardware because I believe I'm going to add a ribbon later, so it's not really going to matter. I'm not going to reference that at all. But you will want to reference that if you decide to use this little hanging claw here, or if you use this little hanging tool here. So what I'm going to do here is, first and foremost, I applied 2 layers of my favorite chalk paint to the surface because I really wanted a nice, clean, white area to do a fun Christmas design, but I also really appreciate a nice wooden lip around. I think that that just looks really pretty. So I have a layered design here. One of them I already pre-weeded. It's a nice kind of glitter teal. And then I'm going to weed the other remaining layers really quickly. So let me move this so that I can use my little magnets here. So I needed to, look at this. It was fine, and then it rolled up and it's a mess, but it will be just fine. Let me begin weeding. We're going to have 3 layers of vinyl here, and it's going to bring a really cute Christmassy look together for this sign. So now, as you can tell, there's a lot of wasted vinyl here, but for the sake of this design, I really wanted this to turn out super well. Let me put this one back down. So I'm okay wasting a little bit of vinyl. Plus, I will wholeheartedly admit to you that this vinyl has been in my craft room for over 2 years, and I need to use it. So for the sake of the design, but also for the sake of using the vinyl, I am okay with wasting a little bit. But should you be not okay with that, then you can just cut all these pieces out separately and reassemble it. Okay, so this little piece says joy. How cute is that? And I'm just going to flatten out this little piece, just like that. Okay, that looks great. I'm gonna place this to the side. These 2 pieces are weeded. And then I have one more piece here. I believe these are the holly branches. Okay, so you can use any combination of colors that you like. I thought it would be fun to do a solid, and then I have a little bit more of a glitter look, and then I used this patterned iron-on as well because I thought that the pattern would just give it another layer of fun, right? So be sure to use whichever colors you want to bring this look together, and whatever fits your style the best. Again, a little bit of wasted vinyl here too. You could always cut that out beforehand, but in this case, I'm going to be okay with it. Same story really, because I needed to use this vinyl. It has been in my craft space for so long. Okay, I'm gonna grab these little middle pieces. Here we go. Get everything weeded really nicely. And then we will start layering. Okay, now I'm trying to decide. I'm going to pull up the design for myself to reference. That way I kind of can get a game plan of what layer I should lay down first. Now there are really wonderful hacks, and I really should have done that with this, where you can place a little reference mark on each of your layers of vinyl. In fact, if you want to learn how to do that, I will place a link to a tutorial that I did up in this top corner here for layering vinyl. And it's a really, really fun little hack for just lining it up perfectly. But hindsight, I did not do that this time, but I think we can get this laid down really nice without it. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the red layer, and I'm going to do that because you'll see a little bit later, but the red layer is going to have the most around the perimeter, and I think if I go with that first, I'll be able to line it up the best. and I'll be able to center it the best. So that's how I'm going to start mine. And I'm going to grab some transfer tape really quickly and get this all ready to go. Okay, I have my first layer that I want to lay down. I'm going to just magnetize that down really quickly, grab my transfer tape, and let's see if I can lay this down really nice. I'm just going to expose about 1 inch. There we go. That way I can lay this down in bits and not all at once. Okay, so, oh, hold on. Do I have enough? Oh goodness, just barely enough. I could have measured that better, couldn't I? Okay, it'll be fine. I am not worried about it at all. Okay, let's go ahead and lay this down just like that. Okay, now straighten this one out. Okay, I'm grabbing my scraper. And if I have to manually lay those down, I will, since it got a little close. I think we're going to be just fine. Okay, so all of these berries, if you will, in the design are going to kind of give us that circular nature. So that's why I am going to go with this layer first, because I think that if I can get this centered, then everything else should line up just right. Okay. Let's burnish the back like always. And you know what I'll do? I will grab this little piece of transfer tape that I have off to the side here that I had used, and I'm just going to layer that right there. That way it will all go at once. Okay, here we go. Let's turn this over. Now, the 631, there are 2 types. Oracle 651, which is their permanent vinyl, and then there is the 631, which is their removable vinyl. So you will note that this as well is a removable vinyl, and I can't remember if this is a removable or not, but I am not at all concerned about a removable vinyl on this sign. This is something that's going to be simply in my home. It's not going to need to weather the elements. It's simply going to be enjoyed in the indoors. So a removable vinyl is absolutely perfectly fine. In fact, I use removable vinyl quite often on my wood signs. Okay, so let's bring this in and let's get this centered and laid down. So you see how all those dots kind of hover around the perimeter? That kind of gives us an idea of where center is going to be. And I think that looks really good. So I'm just going to lay that down. So grabbing my scraper, I feel like they're all fairly equal distance away from the perimeter there. Okay. And now we can go and do our next layer. So the next layer, I think I'm going to do these leaves, just because I think it'll be easiest to line those up. Okay, so we'll move this little one, and we'll slowly peel this away and aim to reuse our transfer tape. Okay, number 1, whoops, oh goodness, so close. So close, I probably completely missed burnishing that down. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right, set you to the side and let's do, I think, this layer. I think this will be better. Now, I'm referencing the design in front of me, and I love how each of the leaves are a different kind of tone. I think that's so pretty. So let's lay down that transfer tape. Okay. Burnish it down front and back. There we go. turn around. And then after this, I think we're gonna be ready to circle back to that painted tree. Give that a little fun shine and decor. And finish that up as well. Okay. I love these nights where you do a little crafting on this craft and then you have to let something dry and then you kind of circle back. I just feel like it gets so fun. Let's bring this in. And I think if I am centering right here. This is where I'm looking. And if I line this up right and then kind of line this up right, everything should line up perfectly. Theoretically. Okay, I think that looks good. Oh, not quite. Hold on. Okay, I think that's much better. Okay, looks good. Oh, it's coming together so nice. I'm loving the colors so far as well. That nice deep red, I love that. And then more of a kind of a celery sage. Totally making that color up, but I like that look too. Okay, slowly and gently. And there is our next layer. Okay, now set this off to the side. Let's grab our final layer and transfer it over to our transfer tape. So just like this. Okay. And again, you know it, we're gonna burnish the front and back. Okay, there we go for the final layer. So let me see which way. I think it goes this way. And now we're just going to nestle in those final little pieces. Oh, look at those colors all together. So pretty. Nestle in our final pieces. Just like, I think just like that. That looks nice. And that looks nice. Oh, how pretty. I love it so much. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. You know, it's hard when you're just kind of pulling out vinyl rolls, but that is so me. I just love this color combination. It's so pretty. It is so pretty. And I like the order that I laid it down. I think that that really was the best choice. Okay, peeling that last piece off, and there is our final project. Isn't that so pretty? I love that. The colors are just absolutely what I hoped they would be. It's just so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I'm going to add some ribbon for hanging just because I think that that just really adds to the look. Okay, so this is all the ribbon I have to my name. I've been shopping my craft space. I think I'm gonna do this. I think that will be really, really pretty. Okay, so let me grab my staple tool and we will place this down. Now, yes, okay, so I think about that much. Oh, I just have a tiny bit left. It's my favorite ribbon. And then, yes, I think that's going to be so pretty. So we'll do it just like so. Okay. I'm just getting an idea of where that needs to go. I think there. Looks good with maybe an inch in between. So I'm going to turn that over. I will later remove this hardware, but I'm also going to, once I have this turned over, I'm going to fold it onto itself just to have it double up and be a little bit more thick to take, just to thicken it up and make it a little bit more durable. Okay, I'm going to turn this back over just to make sure that that placement is still good. I like it. And then again, doubling that up. I think that looks best. Okay. Oh my goodness, I love this. So pretty. There's the final look. I love how that looks. I think that is just so fun, so me. I love the colors. I love that we have some pattern because I think it gives some variation, but then I also love that we have a little bit of glitter or shimmer because I think that just makes it so magical for Christmas. Okay, let's go ahead and circle back to those, or that little wooden tree, not those trees, but that wooden tree, and let's finish that up. Okay, so here is our little tree. It is nice and dry. And also I have these beautiful gems from Pink Fresh Studio. I will link them down below. And I thought these would be just beautiful. I actually opened my sequins drawer thinking of something completely different, and then these stole my eye. I think this is a wonderful way to add some color, but also I think they're just gorgeous. How can you not? How can you say no to that? That's just too pretty. I'm gonna try this tacky glue. I actually had this in my craft room for quite a while. I think it's probably just more of a multi-purpose, yep, all-purpose adhesive. So I think I'm gonna use that to glue these down. So I think I'm just gonna try to go random. And let's see if there we go. I'm going to go random and just kind of have fun with placing these around. Okay, let's do that little top layer. I also have my little picker upper tool. And oh goodness, I think these are going to be so pretty. Okay, I'm going to turn that over. There is definitely a flat side and a not flat side, like a domed side. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. And there's a variety of sizes of these little well, they're not sequins. They're more like, what do they call these? Glitter drops. It's exactly what they look like. And I'm really liking that glue. I think that was a good choice for this project. Okay, going with just a variety of sizes just to keep it fun, keep it kind of organic. And there we go. How cute is that? I love it. I love it. Do I add any to the wood layer or do I keep it on the white? Let's just kind of, I mean, we don't have to glue down. I kind of think you go all over, right? Is that right? I don't know. Would it be, would it be weird not to? Okay, let's add our glue. Let's do the white and then we can see if we want to add more to that second layer. One thing I will tell you, this is really sticky glue, and I know that's probably pretty obvious. You're thinking, Bethany, of course it's sticky, it's glue, but it's super sticky. Okay, random is not my thing. I mean, it is my thing. I like the look of it, but it's really hard for me to achieve randomness. My type A personality is just always looking for order in things, so forgive me if my randomness is a little off, but my heart is there. Okay. Adding the last little layer here. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. I love them. Can't wait to use these on a card too. I think they're just so fun. Okay, we need another big one, I think, for this little middle. Oh, it's so cute. And then a small, aren't these pretty? I really need to go and buy all of the colors. They are just too gorgeous. They're so well done. Okay, then let's do this. And one for you. And then let's see here. Oh, I got glue on that other side. Let me see if I can, oh, it barely got there. I can wipe it off. I was gonna say, I don't want it to dull the sparkle. I think it's good. And finally, maybe a small one here. How cute. I don't know that I want to add any to the wood layer. I think it's kind of fun to keep it on the white. So if you would like to, let me give you the option. This is what it would kind of look like. Well, and it would give me the opportunity to say yes or no too, right? Oh, it's so cute. Either way, I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Okay, so this is what it would look like if you added to the wood layer as well. It's so cute. It's so cute, but I think I'm kind of liking keeping that bare. And did I miss one of those? Did one of those fall? I kind of feel like there was one here. I might be making it up. Let's add a teeny tiny one. I just like the look of, I don't think that that was there. In fact, no, it wasn't. Okay. I like the look of this. That's what I'm going to do just because that fits my style the best. But go ahead and take it a step further if you want to add the little gems to the entire tree. But I'm going to stop there. I think that's so cute. You could also, if you'd like to take this a step further and not add the gems, you could get some adhesive vinyl and you could do Merry Christmas, or you could do a little word there. But I think I'm going to let that just be some beautiful white space on this project. And I really like how that turned out. I think it's so cute. I love it. I cannot wait to put this by our kitchen sink. I think it's just going to be super fun. Okay, let's go ahead, and I think we have 2 more crafts to finish up, and I can't wait for you to see the other 2. They're so cute. It's always hard to share which order I want to do things in because I get so excited about everything that's on my list, and I can't decide which to share first and which to share later. It's always so hard. It's a good problem to have, right? Okay, because I want to shut off my heat press, I'm going to sublimate a cute little shirt for my daughter. As a quick reminder for sublimation, when doing sublimation, you want to make sure that you find a shirt that is compatible for sublimation. Usually it means that it has a very high polyester count. And I love these shirts. I will link them down below. If you have been following my channel for a while, you know exactly what they are because I use them for everything and everything and everything. They're so cute. And I love the little girly ruffly bottom to them. I think they're so fun, plus the little sleeves are super cute. But these are perfect for sublimation, and when you buy them they come in a 2-pack, so it's wonderful. I also went ahead and printed out my design using my sublimation printer, and this is printed on sublimation paper as well as it uses sublimation ink, and I will be sure to list my printer and my ink and the paper I use all down in the description box below in case you are curious about any of the things that I'm using in my craft room. Also, I'm going to use some butcher paper, and I'm going to use 2 pieces of butcher paper. One piece I'm going to slip inside of my shirt. That way, when I open up my shirt and place that inside, it gives a protective barrier so that my design only sublimates onto the front, and if it wants to sublimate through the front of the shirt, it will be caught on the butcher paper and it won't sublimate onto the back. So that is a really, really important step. I don't really think that I've ever really had that happen, or really even come close to having that happen, but I never skip that step just in case. It's always gonna be the one time I skip it that it'll probably happen. Okay, one other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to feather my little design. If you don't do this, believe it or not, you can actually imprint the side of your paper, that harsh edge, excuse me. You can imprint that harsh boxy edge into the shirt, and your shirt will have literally a boxy look around it. So in order to avoid that, all you do is simply tear around your design, and that will feather the edges of your paper so that they just kind of melt into the shirt and don't have a harsh start and stop, and that way you just avoid that boxy look when pressing. As for butcher paper, I will also, as well as I just mentioned I'm going to put it in between the shirt, but I'm also going to place one layer of butcher paper over my design. That way, if any of the design tries to seep up, it will not get onto my heat press because we don't want it ruining my heat press. Okay, so feathering that last little bit, being careful not to tear my design, but getting all of that harsh edge of the paper off. Okay, you'll notice that my design, which I will link down below, you'll notice that it is mirrored. Now, the reason that you do that is because we are going to place it ink side down onto our shirt for pressing. So once you place it that way, you can kind of see through it, it will be readable and in the right direction on our final project. Now, if your software does not mirror your design, make sure you do that. One of the many reasons why I love my Sawgrass is because it comes with its own software, Sawgrass Creative Studio, and it automatically mirrors my designs for me, which I absolutely love. Okay, let's go ahead and pre-press our shirt. Then I'm going to lint roll it really well to make sure there's no lint on the surface. And then I'm going to do all of my layering, which you'll see over at the heat press. Again, one layer of butcher paper inside of the shirt. Then I'll lay down my design, place another piece of butcher paper over the top, and then I'll press it. I like to press this particular project when doing shirts at 385 degrees for 60 seconds. Always vary your own time and temperature and do whatever fits best for your project, but I have found that this time and temperature works best for my heat press and my project. Okay, let's go ahead and get this started. I cannot wait to show you the final look. You'll notice that right now this is somewhat muted, but as you apply the heat, the colors take on their true color and vibrancy. Okay, let's go ahead and press this on. Oh my goodness, how cute. I love how that turned out. That's going to be so fun. I just love this, and then the other shirt that I made with the patches. They're going to be so cute together. And I love that everybody just has something fun to wear to their little holiday parties for school, and I think this is going to be so cute. So I love both of these looks. Now, I wanted to mention that I did use a tape in order to secure my design so it didn't shift, and that way it just laid really nicely. But that is a heat resistant tape, so I'll link my tape down below. You want to make sure that if you're using a tape to just secure your design, that you do make sure it's heat resistant. So I love how this turned out. It's so, so cute, and I think it's going to be a fun little addition to her little closet for the Christmas season. Okay, the final craft this evening is a cute little Christmas sign, and I have this really pretty vinyl that I'm going to use. Now, I found this at Target, and I'll do my best to link it down below. I did apply 2 layers of my chalk paint. I like to leave the edges the bare wood. I just really love the look of that. But I'll go ahead and read out my design. As always, I will link where I found my design down below. That way, if you fall in love with this look as well, you know where to get it in order to recreate it. So I thought this would be a really pretty color to do this design in. I'm gonna go kind of slow because I have a lot of little pieces. And I've had this design saved in my favorites for quite a while now. Definitely wanted to, whoops, I lost the little dot to my eye, but I will come back for it. I definitely wanted to use this holiday season. Okay, I can see it right there. In fact, well, I don't want to chance ruining anything, so I will just grab it in a minute. Okay, weeding this all out, and almost to the finish line. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's now grab, before we toss this, I want to grab the dot to my eye and put that right back on. Okay, there we go. Rescued that little one. Okay, so we can remove all of this. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and then we have a lot of little inside pieces. So cute. Okay, so if you're still watching, the final craft of 6 crafts, well, I guess 7, because I snuck that other little jolly shirt in because I just couldn't help it. But if you're still watching, actually those have little middles to them that we'll see if I can get them. Some of them might go a little hollow. Okay, but if you are still watching the final craft come together, go ahead and leave a little Santa Claus emoji. I know that he's somewhere on that little keyboard. He's so cute. But I hope you've been enjoying this series. I loved last week's video as well, so if you missed that, be sure to check it out. That one just was so pretty. Everything turned out just beautiful. I love this time of year. And we still have crafting coming up for Christmas. This is just one of those times a year that we just craft, craft, craft. It's always so fun. Okay, finishing up these last little pieces, grabbing the middles of my letters, and we are ready for transfer tape. Okay, isn't that pretty? I think this is so pretty. So I sized it hoping that it will reach the edges of, I'm going to reuse this transfer tape from earlier. I'm hoping it would reach the edges of my sign. So we will see how this all turns out. So this is definitely a little bit bigger transfer tape than I need, but I'm going to reuse it and then I'm just going to trim it down to size. Okay, there we go, and let that fall down. There we are. Now, let's trim and then burnish. Okay, burnishing the front and the back. And I think this is going to be so pretty. I love this color. It's kind of a mocha champagne color, if you will. And it's from Starcraft. I'll do my best to try and find and link it down below, but if not, there's the brand for you. Okay. Gentle. We've got a lot of little vines going each and every way. Oh, but that turned out really nice. Don't want to speak too soon, but okay, that was way too good. Way too good. Okay. What a way to finish the evening of crafting. Okay, let's see if we can get this lined up super nice. You can always do the parchment paper method. I am going to wing it tonight. And oh, deep breaths. I love it. I think that looks so pretty. Okay, so burnishing that all down. And this is our final craft of the evening. I love how that looks. That's so pretty. And then you could also change out any vinyl colors that you would like. This would be very pretty in a nice deep red as well. But there is our final little sign. I think that's so pretty. I just love the look of that. It's just so fun and classic. And I think it's just simple too. I love how the foliage is just kind of cascading in and out of the piece. I think it's so pretty. Okay, there we go. I am just so excited about how everything turned out. I'm loving these shirts. They're just so cute and I love the sparkle to them. So, so fun. I also really love the simplicity of this sign. This would make a really fun little gift, especially in terms of its size too. I love that. I love this layered vinyl piece. I think it turned out so pretty and I'm really loving the color combinations. I'm just really loving how all of that turned out. Plus I love the little sparkle of that shimmer vinyl. That's just so pretty. The tree is probably one of my favorite things besides these cute little patched shirts that I did. I think this is just so simple but so fun. This would look great on a tiered tray, but it would also look just great anywhere in your home, especially if you layered it with another piece. So you could layer these together, and I think that would be so pretty as well. And then of course we did our fun little ornament. I really love this, and I probably will continue to do the additional, let's see, I think it came, did it come in an 18 pack? I think it did. I'll probably do the additional 17 sometime on my channel, especially when I'm doing my gift giving and huge gift video on what I'm going to be making for others this year. But I love how this turned out, so I probably will continue working my way through that little pack and getting all of those done. And then of course we did our little sublimation shirt, which I think turned out so cute as well. Now if you didn't have a sublimation printer, you could also use the SVG version of this as well, and then you could cut these out with iron-on and iron them onto your shirt. So really love how all of these things turned out, and I hope you did as well. Please be sure to give this a thumbs up and let me know if you had a particular favorite from the crafty lineup this evening. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next video where we continue crafting for Christmas. Again, if you did miss last week's video, be sure to rewind, go back and check that one out because everything turned out really sweet in that video as well. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.